had a great turnout, and it's a beautiful day. We reached out for art and poetry, songwriting, any art form as a response to what we've been through in the last 6 or 7 months. First it was about the pandemic, and then it was about social unrest, and so the response was great.
I just retired in June, and Denise is a good friend of mine, and I saw this and I thought, wow, I can submit some poetry. I come from a long line of poetry writers and reciters. My childhood is filled with family reunions where all my relatives would stand up and recite poetry from when they were children. So this is kind of a way to talk about what my mom, but also to honor my poetry writing and reciting relatives.
The picture I took here, I took at Lake Whitehall in Hopkinton. It was at the beginning of the spring, just when the weather was getting warm. And I was afraid to go out, and we ended up going out on our kayaks, and it was just so peaceful and so calm, and so it just made me happy, feel hopeful. And my other portrait is a capture of a hummingbird on the swing. I was the only capture of the whole summer, so I was so lucky to grab my camera and get that on there.
I did some pumpkin bowling, I went on a hayride, I looked at all the pictures and poems over here, and I went on top of a giant haystack. I've literally never written a poem outside of school, and my mom emailed me and said, Hannah, look at this. And the moment I saw it, I just started making a Google Doc and I typed it all out. I'm really happy I did it because now I'm writing a whole bunch of poems at my house. And I just love poetry.
I'm happy to be at this event today. I wrote a poem, and I'm not a poet, but it was an interesting request from the council, and I took them up on it and even got my daughter involved. And I had no idea I had so many things to express until I started writing it down.
I'm a retired high school teacher, and I've been doing pottery off and on for 50 years, but since I retired, it's been a more consistent occupation, advocation. I make a lot of bowls because if you want to buy a gift for someone, chances are they could use a bowl. I love the process. So even if I have a bad day and I don't get anything out that I want to keep, I still enjoyed playing in the mud.
During the pandemic, my mother and I have been painting over FaceTime because she's in Connecticut, and we started painting these birds. There's some birds over here, that one of them is my mother's. And then I started making a whole series of bird paintings that have been really fun to do during the pandemic.
This is my painting, Boots by the Door, and it's just kind of a nod to the fact that it's really nice to have boots by the door and to have family home. We spent a lot of time at home.
I'm also really loving seeing former students work because I always knew they were pretty amazing, but to look at the work that they've submitted, there's some incredibly talented artists and writers, and so I'm enjoying taking in what they've done and appreciating them now that they're older. So it's just wonderful to see what they're doing.
This is a great day, and I'm thankful that we can all be here outside enjoying it, even if we're wearing masks.
It's such a beautiful day for people to be out, to be getting sunshine and talking to people at a safe distance and just doing something social.